All right. Determine whether the data set is a population or a sample. The age of every fourth person entering a department store. Since I'm not counting everyone, guys, who enter the department store, it can't be a population. It is a sample. So it's a sample. Determine the age of each employee at a local grocery store. We're talking about employees and we're counting every single one, then it is a population. So that's a population here. Determine whether the value is a parameter or statistic. Remember, parameter is an attribute of the population and a statistic is a representative of the sample. It says a recent survey by the alumni of a major university indicated that the average salary of 7,500 of its 200,000 graduates was 95,000. We didn't count all the graduates. We only surveyed 7,500 of 200,000 graduates. That can't be a population, so it is a statistic. Number 4, determine whether the value is a parameter or statistic. A survey of 1,208 students was taken from a university with 200,000 students. Well, once it is a survey, guys, it must be a sample, so it is a statistic again. Uh, Identify whether the statement describe inferential statistic or descriptive statistics. Inferential statistics, when you make a conclusion that is not stated in the problem, you make your own conclusion. Descriptive, it's what he gives us. He says the average age of the students in a statistics class is 22 years old. If I ask you guys what's your age, each one of you, and add up the ages and divide by 30, I got the average age. There is no prediction here that I'm making or anything. It's just calculation. So it is descriptive statistic. Determine whether data is qualitative and quantitative. I was surprised that some students put qualitative on this one. Number of seats in a movie theater. If this is something that you can count, and yes, it is a quantitative. It's a quantity. 10 seats, 15 seats, 30 seats. So that's a quantitative. Identify the level of measurement. There are 4 level of measurements, guys. Nominal means data is qualitative, not quantitative. And the number on the shirts of a girls' soccer team mean nothing. It just labels to identify the players. So that's nominal. That's not anything else. Just like the social security number is nominal. Age of students in statistics class, it's a ratio. It's a quantitative and you can add ages, subtract ages, etc. So it is a ratio. You would use interval only when you have like examples like temperature. This is when because the zero means something. The ratio is quantitative, but the zero means nothing. So this is why age is ratio. Next one, number 9. Determine whether the study is observational study or experiment. Observational study, guys, you sit down and take notes. Experiment, you do an actual experiment and you divide the group into 2 groups. One will go through the experiment and one will go through nothing, placebo. And then you compare the results. This is how they're doing it, just with the COVID, just 19 research. This is how it works as well. A medical researcher obtained a sample of adults suffering from diabetes. She randomly assigned 67 people to a treatment group and 67 to placebo group. Treatment means they get some intervention, and the placebo, they get nothing. The treatment group receives a medication over a period of 3 months, and a placebo group receives a placebo over the same time. This is experiment, guys. When you have 2 groups, it's experiment. Number 10. A report sponsored by the California Citrus Commission stated that cholesterol levels can be lowered by drinking at least 1 glass of citrus product each day. Is the report biased? Well, definitely it is. Even if they're saying the truth, guys, but it is biased because it's coming from the company that make the product. That's what makes it biased. Number 11. A local newspaper runs the survey by asking, do you support the deployment of a weapon that could kill millions of innocent people? Is this bias or not? Well, actually, guys, although, yeah, weapons do kill innocent people, but the way the question is worded is making you think or incline to say that you don't support it because they're telling you it does kill people. So that is biased. If if I want to reward this question, I would just ask, what do you think about supporting deployment of weapons? And without mentioning that it can kill innocent people, because right away if someone tell me this is something that's going to kill innocent people, I'm going to tell them no right away, regardless of the reason that they're asking me. Number 12. At a local community college, 5 statistics classes are randomly selected out of 20, and all the students in each class are interviewed. This is a cluster, guys, because what we have here, look, for number 12, we have 20 classes. You picked 5 classes and you interviewed every single students in each class. When you divide the population into segments and you go to each segment and you interview everybody in that segment, that's a cluster. Now, if you ask me what is stratified, let's say you have a 20 stratas, you divide population in 20 segments and you interview from each segment, that's what stratified is. Every fifth person boarding a plane. When you have a system, guys, counting every fifth, this is a systematic right here. Last one. A researcher randomly select 50 of the nation's middle schools and interviewed all the teachers at each school. We know we have more than 50 middle schools in the nation. We have tens of thousands. We picked 50 schools and we interview every single teacher inside the school. That's a cluster, guys. Again, so it is a cluster. That is the chapter 1 assignment.